What is good, and welcome back to the Freestyle Trick Tip, where every week on this channel we break down a freestyle skateboarding trick, right? If you don't know what freestyle skateboarding is, it looks a little bit like this. My name is Mike Osterman, and I've been doing this for a minute. I break down freestyle tricks every week on this channel on Thursdays, so you guys can go out, pick them up, learn the tricks, add them to your bag of tricks, and have fun skateboarding and do different things with your skateboard than you might already be doing. And today we're going back to one of my favorite tricks and something that I talked about ages ago when I first started the trick tip. It's the pogo. Now, there are so many bad pogos out there. I'm so sorry to anybody who I'm insulting with this, but like, guys, they're just sloppy. They're bad. They're like foot on the ground pogos. There's like too many hands and feet on the board. You're jackhammering the board into the ground. It's just, it makes my soul hurt, and we need to fix it. So I'm gonna help you today. We're gonna show you the easiest way to do this trick. And to start, you're gonna step on your board and place the nose down with the back wheels in the air. You'll grab the board, that is the tail of the board, with your backhand and focus on throwing the board upright, vertical, and into your opposite hand. Now, while you're doing this, you're jumping up and trying to land with your back foot, that's my right foot, on the truck of the board. Now, everybody knows this position. It's the pogo thing that everyone's seen in the Tony Hawk games, or maybe you've seen it on Instagram from me, or on YouTube, or wherever from my friends. It's not that hard to just jump on your truck. That's the easy part. Now, this is where the hard part comes in. Hopping. Actually doing the pogo hop. Right? Now, this starts with where your hands go. There's a bunch of different ways to do this, but the way that I place my hands on the board is I have my front hand, that is my left hand, on the top of the nose, and my back hand, that's my right hand, on the truck somewhere. Now, you can have your hand maul grabbing the truck. I'm not a huge fan of that positioning, but really that's just a stylistic choice, and it doesn't really matter that much. I like to have my palm on the wheel and my fingers wrapped around the grip tape of the board because it gives me the most secure grip on the board. Now, even more important than your hands is the angle of the board. This is something that so many people overlook, and it makes this trick immensely easy. So much easier than if you just sort of winged it and just started hopping on the board. Focus on angling the deck of the board when you're in pogo at 15 degrees from vertical. Now, you'll do this by kind of holding the board out with your hands. You don't want the board to be perfectly vertical because if you have a kick tail or a kick nose that you're hopping on, it's gonna throw off the balance of the trick so much. You want that angle so you can keep your balance and keep the board comfy under your foot. And now, I said we're doing pogos, but more specifically, this is the handed pogo. This is a pogo with both your hands on the board. And now, that being said, with both hands on the board, you don't need to have both feet on the board. This is another mistake that so many people make, and people just assume is the correct way to pogo. If you have both hands on the board, you don't need to have another foot on the deck. All you need is to have your back foot on that truck, and your other foot will be dangling behind you. Now, there's a couple reasons for this. If you had that opposite foot pressed against the grip tape, like I see so many people do, you're gonna be crunched up in a ball. You're gonna kind of be in like an armadillo squat, this awkward little like crouched position. And anytime you're doing a trick and you have to be crouched over and hunched over and like crumpled up into a ball, you don't have good balance. We want balance. We want you to be as well balanced as possible. And especially since you're hunched over and your shoulders are jutting forward, you want to have at least one foot dangling behind you to sort of counterbalance your shoulders. So I like to have my front foot sort of hanging out behind me, not really doing much of anything but balancing my upper half. Now, all you have to do is exit, right? So you have your back hand over the wheel or holding the truck or wherever it is, and your front hand is on top of the tail. All you have to do, snap your fingers. Literally all I do when I'm trying to exit the trick is I hold the board a little bit lower, and I just sort of give a little heel side flick with my fingers to throw the board into a half heel flip rotation. That should throw the board back onto its wheels, aim for the bolts, and then tic-tac away, or like throw up some gang signs, high five a girl, whatever you do when you land tricks. I don't know, man. I don't know your life. Do you? Now, if you have this one on lock and you have a board that's a little bit shorter, you can try the no-handed pogo. Now, you want a shorter board because you have a very high chance of getting credit carded if you do this trick. No one likes getting credit carded. I get asked all the time if I do. My board's too short. It doesn't happen. Quit asking me. I don't get credit carded. Never done it. I'm fine. I'm totally okay. I'm okay. I promise. I'm okay. I'm fine. Oh God. It still hurts so bad. Now, if you do this trick properly and you have a longer board, you won't credit card, but it does take some time and practice to really tune this one. The no-handed pogo takes the same idea as the handed pogo, but your feet are gonna be glued together your back foot's gonna be on the truck still, and your front foot is going to be pressing that board against your ankle, sort of like pinching the deck between your feet. Now this is another place where people just ruin this trick. They do it so bad, and it's so much more difficult if you don't just tweak a little bit. What they'll do is they'll have all their balance on their back foot, and their front foot will sort of be dangling and almost touching the ground while they're pogoing. Don't do that. You need to have that front foot pressing and sandwiching the board against your back foot in order to maintain the pinch and maintain that trick. I'm staying straight, keeping my back straight. That way I don't end up losing my balance, having to hop forward or backward or side to side to regain my balance. And if you have the handed pogo down, you can do all these different kinds of variations. You can do different kinds of switch-footed pogos. You can do the cross-footed pogo, which I am horrible at. You can do different kinds of flips out, flips in. There's really a ton to do in this trick, and it's a very much the type of trick that supports tons of combos. Sean Burke has a ton. Turi Zoltan can just knock out pogo tricks all day, and it's mind-boggling, and I wish I was as good as him. And you can go out and learn so many of them right now. If you just shut this video off, close your laptop, put away your phone, go skate. But here's some variations for you to check out, some inspirations, some ideas, some things to get your mind working. Let me know if you need more tips about pogos, if you need more info for help learning pogos. Take a photo, take a video, post it, tag me here, tag the freestyle trick tip, that's this, so I can see your progress, and we will see you Sunday for another video. Keep dancing, we'll see you then.